Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Monday. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to the good people. Hey, I hope all is well. Shout out to my poets, my writers, my content creators. I see you. I see you waving. I hope all is well with everybody. Hey, look, I'm gonna bring Sydney and Rob up. I'm not gonna drag this out because I want to get to the action. We got two things we about to do, right? One, to start the stream off a little more lighthearted, so to speak. If you see the title, you know what I'm talking about. Charlston White had a fight, a sanctioned fight with Island Boy. So we're going to throw that one on first, and then we're going to get into the more serious discussion. Tragic, really. So I want to first pay my respects to her, my condolences to the family, everybody who lost out here, especially the kids. Let me bring everybody up. What's going on? What's going on?
Not much. Somebody's apparently about to take a nap.
What's going on, bro? How was your weekend?
Man, good. Very good.
Okay.
Over now.
Right. Charleston White, he had a 2-round, 9-minute little scuffle with Island Boy. I figured we just start the stream off with some kind of chill before we get to this next one. So I don't think anyone here has seen it specifically, but if you did, then you already know what happened. If you didn't see it, have a seat, get comfortable. Let me bring this on the screen. I'll let it run all the way through. Then we'll just, if we got any feedback afterwards, cool. If not, cool. We'll jump into the next one. Is there anything that y'all want to say before I bring this up?
Just a short, quick PSA. For any viewers that are in New Mexico, there's going to be a really, really bad rainstorm that's going to be coming through this week. So especially if you're in areas around like Albuquerque, towards the center of the state, Santa Fe, make sure you have preparations for that, because it's as the scientists have been calling it, unprecedented, and they've never seen this amount of rain before in that region. So they're quite concerned about flash flooding and really, really severe, like, feet of flooding. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that for anybody that might be in that area. Also, the East Coast is going to get hit with extreme heat this week as well. Parts of like New York, Michigan, Maine, they're expecting 115 and possibly as much as 120-degree weather. And that's very, very dangerous, especially if you don't have air conditioning and don't have anywhere to cool off. So I would suggest researching places to cool off if you don't have air conditioning, and preparing to handle that type of heat, because that type of heat can be deadly, especially for young kids, pets, and older people. So don't leave anyone in cars. Be careful if you're like walking outside or hiking or exerting energy, because you definitely don't want to overheat. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't play around with this extreme heat. I ain't even a summer person anyway. I'm a winter, spring, going into the winter, fall type of person. I don't. It can be warm, but it has to be like a combination of warm and cool. So please make sure you taking care of yourself out there.
Ryan Hall has a really great broadcast if anyone wants to know more information. He's on YouTube.
Respectfully. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this one, man. Charleston White Island Boy. Oh, a minute. Let me start it over. I might have to. I should have double checked this before I did it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see something. I don't know why this happens. I'm gonna have to remove it and then bring it back up. Give me 1 second. The Dutchess Dior case. When I watched the video, like there's multiple stories on it. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in her. I'm disappointed in him. I'm disappointed in the community. Like the whole thing just set me off in such a negative way. Let me see. Did anyone hear about that before I shared it, or was this the first time?
You talking about the streamers?
Nah, about the Dutchess Dior story.
No.
I don't even know who that is.
She's she was an influencer, and actually she was a former corrections officer, and yeah, we'll get there. She was a former corrections officer. She met the man in prison. They ended up getting married and having children. It's a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
No better dating pool than prison.
Right. Make it make sense. So when I pull it up, it's gonna be him having a conversation. The next one.
Yo.
Right. So when I bring it up, the first one is going to be him on live stream having a conversation about some things that happened with her, and she's going to be in the background. It's going to be a lot. That's why I wanted to start it off a little lighthearted, because I can't hold back or hold no punches on how I felt about that whole thing. But I finally got this up. I'm gonna go ahead and let it play. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, let the people know we on. If this is your first time watching, tap in with us. Shout outs.
Look at Unc, man. Uncle corn-fed ass dude,
versus
bro.
the Island Boy. Chat, here we fucking go.
Let's go.
Nobody's in a fucking chat. Final predictions.
Damn, I wish I could stand up for this motherfucker here, bro.
No, we can't. Come on, fuck it.
Can we?
Just like crouch. Yep.
Okay, come on, Unc. Come on, Unc. Come on, Unc.
Wait.
What? Oh.
Come on, Unc. Come on, Unc. Come on, Unc. Come on, Unc.
I'm trying to tire him out.
Get to him, Unc.
Come on, Unc.
Loosen up, Unc. Loosen up, Unc.
He's a 48-year-old man.
Uncle Dog, you playing. He's choking. Unc doing UFC out that motherfucker.
What the fuck? This animosity.
Let's go, Unc. Let's go, Unc. Let's go, Unc. Let's go, Unc. Let's go, Unc.
I'm about to fall over.
No, he good.
Oh, he getting out the way. Oh, he loaded up. Oh, loading up the haymakers.
Uh-huh.
Trying to get a cheap one.
Oh, you saw that?
Get a cheap
He
one.
was finna try to throw a sneaker uppercut.
He's old school. Come on.
I like this old school. Stay in there, Unc. Stay in there, Unc.
Oh, I'm throwing him straight. Oh. I'm having fun in there. He not moving his feet with him. He leaning over too much.
You see, Unc, he ain't even move. He just stood there.
Yeah. He's leaning.
Let's go, Unc. Let's go, Unc.
Uh-huh. Good jab, Unc.
Oh,
Yep.
straight
Hit him
down
in his neck. Uh-huh.
Straight down the pipe.
Come on.
I'm having fun in there. Oh.
Unc's nice with it. He's just a little old.
He not moving.
He don't need to.
Unc like, hey, bro, just come to me, bro. I'm just gonna rest. Look at him. I'ma chill. Come on. Come with it. Oh!
That's a stiff one.
Come here. You got, 50 seconds, Unc.
50 seconds.
50 seconds, Unc.
50 seconds.
50 seconds, Unc.
I can't believe this is really happening.
I can't believe this shit either, man. I gotta stand up too now. Goddamn. This is a good motherfucking fight.
Catch him one more time.
Oh.
He's good.
Oh.
Yes!
Let him fly, Unc. Let him fly.
He said, let him fly, Unc. Unc ain't got too many to fly, bro.
20 seconds.
20 seconds, Unc. Let him fly. Win the round. Win the round.
Win the round, Unc.
10 seconds.
Let's go, Unc. Win the round. 10 seconds.
Win the round.
Nope. So who won round one?
Wow, that was a close one. That's a close one.
Who won the round one?
Bro, I don't know. Chad, who won? Chad, who won that one? I don't know who won that one.
I think 1-0 Unc.
Unc rocked him?
I
Unc
think
rocked
so.
him?
Yeah.
Chad, who won? Charlston won?
See, Unc punches were very noticeable. This fight is so funny.
I know.
Hey. Oh, boy.
That was a close one.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, Unc is gassed. He's really gassed.
No way.
Yeah, it's really bad. He's trying to hide it, but I can see it.
He's gassed?
He's gassed bad.
No.
Yeah. He's been smoking blunts and shit.
I know. And he just went drinking last night.
He went drinking last night?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Get in there, Unc.
And he has one eye.
He does have one eye, which is surprisingly, he won round one.
I know.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, I think he won.
Come on.
So does one eye really like a disadvantage?
Yeah, for sure. He can't see like some punches, like wide punches. So the other boy, he's not that smart, but he should be throwing a lot of.
Yeah, throwing the opposite.
Oh. He knocked him.
He knocked him. You knocked him off.
He knocked him. It's London.
Woo!
Oh, I love this, bro.
Oh, okay.
Don't knee him. He about to knee him. Don't knee him.
Oh, do not get DQ'd. Hold him for about 15 seconds.
Like he was ready to knee him.
Unc, you win it. Let's go.
Hey, Unc, you winning, bro. On time, boy.
He tired.
On time, boy. Let's go, Unc. Come on. Oh.
Take your time, Unc. Nothing. I'm worried that his eye will pop out. Is that possible?
It could. I don't know what type of eye he got in there. It probably could.
He's tired, bro. Is this where age comes in?
Yeah, age come in.
I hate that.
Yeah.
See, I don't see why the island boy ain't taking advantage of that.
What, like his eye or the age?
Both. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Unc strong.
Yeah, I'm being tired. Yeah. You know, there's a good.
Oh, he purposely threw it out?
Oh, yeah.
You're okay, Unc? It's okay, 1 minute.
At this point, I take my eyeball out and throw it at him. Fuck it.
You got this, Unc.
This is surprising, bro. Like, Unc holding his own, though.
I know, he is, and he's 48 years old.
Come on, bro.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
He off balance. Off balance.
Unc can't see. He can't see out his right. Oh! Yeah, come on.
30 seconds!
Come on,
Let's go, Unc!
It was over.
It
was over right there.
He's giving up.
He's giving up!
Ain't no timeout.
He's giving up!
It's over.
Ain't no timeout! Ain't no fucking timeout!
It's
Timeout in
over.
boxing. Ain't no timeout in
Ain't no
boxing.
timeout! Ain't no timeout!
Ain't no timeout in boxing.
He quit.
He quit! Let's fucking go!
There was a rap right after that. I said it when I first watched. He talk a lot of shit. He old. I don't agree with everything he say, but this is probably one of the safest ways to handle a situation. I would rather you do this than to be out in the street or doing what Trump and Iran and everybody else is doing right now. And I keep on making the suggestion on social media. Put all them old ass men, all them old ass white men, all them world leaders, put them in the ring, set up a sporting event, make it a pay-per-view, and let them do it that way. Go ahead and get your frustrations out in the ring.
I would pay to see Musk and T-Rump go head to head. I would pay to watch that. That would be so delightful.
I'm telling you, I would pay for it. I want to, like, all right.
I was mad they didn't do the Elon Zuckerberg one.
That would have been fire too. I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing Obama. I wouldn't mind seeing Obama versus Trump. I like if you could set up your own event and you could put whoever you wanted in the ring. People are going to pay for that. They will absolutely pay for it.
You know what else would be fantastic? Jasmine versus Marjorie Taylor Greene. I would love that.
That's a fact.
She would whoop her. I'm telling you right now, she.
Hey, if this ever happens, you heard it here first. I made the suggestion. Nah, but like all seriousness though, I think a lot of the issues we have would be resolved if they just got it out the way. Y'all uptight, y'all bitter, y'all got all these egos and you measuring penises all day, every day, trying to prove yourself to everybody. Why don't y'all just go ahead and go head up one-on-one? Men and women, all of y'all, just duke it out. Figure, let's just start to show off with something a little lighthearted. Shout out to Charlston White though. He talk a lot, but he stepped in the ring and at 48. So yeah, for him to be that old, it wasn't no real Mike Tyson type boxing, but you know he held his own. So shout out to him. The reason why we are here though is because of a man and a woman who ultimately both lost their life. He killed her and then he self-deleted himself afterwards. Now there's a lot of context to it, right? Because from what I understand, they met in prison. She was a correction officer. And they got married. They had children or a child. I don't know how many kids. And during the time that they were together, his criminal history would inevitably be the reason why she loses her life. How much she participated in the things that he was involved in, that's up for debate. But I got 2 videos that I'm going to play, and then I just want to get y'all thoughts on it. dating a prisoner in general, like she lost her job. We gonna get to that. But I'm gonna play this first one, and then I'll get y'all feedback on it, and then I'll go to the next one. Okay, this one, about to bring up.
What's wrong? What we talked about, Dari? We can't help. We can answer the trust situation. Girl, get your ass on. You fucking do some of that always go on.
Y'all come back on it, bit.
Turn my phone back on. Turn my phone on. That I paid the bill for. That I paid for. I'm saying he really mad about some Gucci shades. That's what the fuck he mad about the damn Gucci shades. So if you call me a bitch, I said they going back. That's what you mad about.
Y'all come on back on here.
Nah, I'm about to go live too, shit.
Go live.
But they ain't going live, shit.
So,
I'm just listen to his live. This is the nurse's time. See, switch your ankles in them. They don't want that root shit. He's never roots and all. That's the part you better got them get on there and tell.
So look, boom. So she went to goddamn cheat. Long story short, after all that other live and shit, I was out the house, went staying for a couple months, came back, you know what I'm saying? Really went staying, having to sleep at my goddamn partner shit. I'm busted, I'm broke, fucked up. I ain't having shit. No job, no nothing. Before that, I caught her texting the nigga Squeeze because she seen me and Squeeze got their baby mama talking or whatever. At that time, me and that girl wasn't even on no shit like that. So here we go.
Let me tell my truth.
I got that come. Hey,
you went on now trying to tell.
Hey, look at here, man. Get out my line now. I'm telling you, leave it alone now. Get out my line. Go make your own line. You done got on your shit. Listen, you done got on your shit.
He
Here's
keep
your
lying
thing.
for that boy name like we had something going on. Me and Squeeze ain't got shit going on.
Listen.
You was trying to slide him, but I
Hey.
told on you. That's what happened.
Again, stay out my line.
You lied.
Sit back and just listen to the story. So
He trying to show that.
here it is.
And he lied. Telling the damn lie.
She get mad. Oh, I don't give a fuck. Get mad. She go in the other room, sleeping room. So early that morning, I go in and I snatch the phone from her. Go through the bitch. I see the Snapchat. They talking on Snapchat. It's him. So I go through the messages and shit. See her telling him, "Oh, I'm gonna call you back. I'm on the phone with his mama and all this shit here."
Yeah,
like, now remind you,
this
is a nigga. This is a nigga that used to damn run with me.
He used to run
long
with
story
you
short.
Long story.
Long story. Bitch, what the fuck that give you the right to go fucking?
I ain't fucking.
You do it.
You fuck her.
Okay, so
I didn't fuck you.
what did that give you the right to go talk to him?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
You
so shut the
him.
fuck up.
You slide
So
him.
it's your job to
And I
correct.
told.
It's your correction. You told.
You slide him and I told him. I said, why fucking your bitch?
Okay. Again, so she telling him.
That's why it never touched me.
She telling him,
You keep telling everybody trying to vouch like, oh, he did some fucked up shit to you. And you did
I'll be back, y'all. You keep running your mouth and beat your ass now.
You did.
Keep running your mouth. I told you sit back in the damn audience. Again, she don't talk, and I beat her ass. This is why I'm trying to get you. I'm finna get to the whole nitty gritty. She don't want me to tell the story.
Nah, boy, you beat my ass when I was pregnant. I hadn't even talked to nobody. Bitch.
This the type of bitch that get beat. Long story short. So this is a nigga, like I said, I used to run with. This is a nigga used to call me, hey, big bro, I got this going on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shit, bro, I'm on whatever you on. Long story short, the nigga was.
You tried his feet.
Say something.
You tried his feet.
Say something else in my life. Bitch, sit back and listen.
You finna stab me?
Sit back and listen.
Are you finna
So,
stab me? He lied though.
If I get off this lie, you ain't gonna make it out the door. And I'm gonna do it to you.
Oh.
So the best thing for you to do is shut the fuck up and listen to the lie.
You need to stop lying.
I'm telling the story, bitch.
You lied though.
The fuck?
But you're lying.
I ain't lying about shit.
You
know that lie. She don't want me to tell it because she knows she's slime.
Oh my shit, you slime. You talk to that nigga bitch.
Okay, again, let me tell the story, bitch.
I'm not bitch. You try to slime. You try that nigga bitch.
Again.
You bitch. I got all screenshots.
I'll be back.
So, hold on. Wait. There's a lot of context that's missing here, right? Infidelity, backstabbing, betrayal on both sides. Reading the comment section, you had people saying, "Oh, he was just trying to air out and vent his anger and his frustration towards her because he knew that he was going to ultimately unalive her. So he was just trying to get that stuff off his chest." Other people are saying he was basically getting egged on. She wouldn't get out his face. She provoked what ultimately would cause her death. Other people are saying, why was she dealing with somebody like that anyway? I mean, there was a whole lot. Even one person said the dog was barking because the dog knew that there was something wrong about to happen here, and it was trying to warn them and her. So, like, based off of what you've seen and the little bit of context that I give you, what did you originally gather from what you saw? Now, the video that I'm going to play next is going to be important because the lady that is talking is actually a relative of the guy that was a friend of his, and they're saying he pretty much is the reason why his best friend was ultimately murdered, her family member. But what are your initial thoughts on this situation, dealing with a prisoner, being a former corrections officer? Anything to just start this off?
First, in regards to just what I saw, honestly, if I didn't know their story, I would have anticipated there was some sort of dysfunction within the relationship, violence, just from the way they did not communicate with each other. That was definitely not how you communicate with your partner at all if you want to create a good relationship. And there was definitely no respect in there. There was no, he clearly was not listening to anything she had to say. He didn't believe a word she was saying. He already had lost all his trust in her. And her way of going about remedying the situation, even if she was innocent and wasn't, I'm guessing
name
that's
is
what
not Odie. It's Obi.
I think he was saying that she was cheating, or he suspected that she was cheating. They very clearly don't really care about each other in a way that a relationship requires. Because if she is cheating, she's cheating, obviously. And if she's not cheating, there's no trust, because obviously she's doing things that makes him not trust her, and he does not trust her. So a lot of these aspects are what contribute to a relationship that ends in that manner. There is a list of like warning signs that like police officers, psychologists, experts in domestic violence look for, and they tick off a lot of the boxes in this: the screaming, the stonewalling, the sheer intensity of the whole situation. And I also thought it was not helping that he was recording this and posting it. If you want to fix your relationship, which it doesn't seem like they do, despite all of their yelling, you're not going to want to post it on social media. That's not very smart. Like, that's the fastest way to kill your relationship, is to broadcast all of your problems to other people, because that just allows other people to swoop in and be the hero, try and rescue you, and they could end up causing more problems. So I definitely can see from that video that this was a disaster in the making. Not to mention the fact that they met. She was working there, and he was a prisoner, so I'm fairly certain that's against the rules, or at least extremely frowned upon. I can't imagine that would be seen as appropriate in any sense. It's not even the level of sleeping with your coworker. Like, it's way worse than that. That's kind of crazy. It really says something about her to see someone in prison as a viable relationship. I mean, no offense to people in prison, because obviously there are people that are perfectly fine individuals and are just in prison because of an accident or whatever. Like, there could be other situations. But I mean, that's not really a dating pool that most people would want to look for people in, because chances are they're going to have some sort of issue because they're in prison. I just don't understand it. And I'm pretty sure wasn't his previous conviction violent? I think you're muted. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Nah, his track record is not pretty at all. So
that says something about her, for her to see that as like appealing or something that you can look past. Because I haven't been in that many relationships, and I wasn't with him at the time, but one of my exes ended up being arrested for owning pictures of children, and I always think to myself, wow, I dodged a bullet. Like, I would never be like, oh, wow, what a guy. Like, what a strong, powerful man. And like, ugh, God, I don't get it. I don't see how you could date from a prison.
Man, it's disheartening. 1, 2, it sells. All of these sanctions and bots and all of these watchdogs and all of that. I don't see how live ain't even stopped that. I mean, I guess, they probably can't catch everything, but just to have that right there on live and people supporting that is crazy. I don't know his track record, I guess, because I don't think all people in prison are bad like that. Some was just trying to feed their family. Some really changed. So I don't want to, you know what I mean? if he was bad like that, though, then and I know it is against the law for the prisoners to date the inmates. I mean the correction officers and all of that. So even her losing her job for that, that's bad. I was just reading the news about what happened and all that, and that should have been like red flag right there. They red flag everything else, but they drama sells though, and it looked like they both had over 50,000 followers, and that's unfortunate if that's the type of stuff they was doing to get their following up. If it was always drama, I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but because I never heard of them, and I did see all of the little clips on TikTok, but I always scroll past the anything violent, anything negative. I don't really want to see that all day. So that's real bad that people are supporting this type of drama. And it's a definite reflection of the toxicity and the culture that we have today. And a lot of people have those trauma bonds where that's so normal to them that that's just a regular day. Because at first it was a joke, but all of that, if you keep going, I'm gonna beat you, and da 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 da. And if I had to turn my live off, I'm gonna do something to you, like all for social media. That's why I don't even get into. So that makes me very, very sad.
Something said made me think of date. I remember reading something where sometimes women can use the fact that their man is in prison as a form of manipulation, where it kind of gives her a sense of power over him because she has her freedom and he doesn't, and so she can kind of act the way that she wants outside of the prison, but she has her relationship in the prison, so she can kind of have the best of both worlds. So I wonder if that also contributed to the relationship demise, because they had this relationship built on kind of a false dynamic, and so once they were out and together, that's when things started to go wrong, because they didn't really have lives that actually aligned with each other, values that aligned with each other, and probably not really much mutual respect.
Satan comes to rob, kill, and destroy. No pun intended. I think this was the perfect example of what that looks like. The woman was a corrections officer. That alone made me think she got to have her stuff together in some type of fashion. That has to take some level of discipline. From what I'm understanding, she had a nice home and everything.
One of my friends would say that law enforcement and including people that work in jails and stuff, correction system, are the best of the best and the worst of the worst. Like they're literally on the spectrum. You have some people that are there because they want to make it a better place. They have that hopeful, I can uplift people and make this a better experience for people. And then you have the opposite end of the spectrum where they choose the job because they already have that egoistic superiority complex and that I'm better than other people, so I can do what I want to other people and need that sense of power. There's a huge power dynamic in prison systems, in law systems, and a lot of the people that run these programs embody those negative traits.
I wonder how normal and how often this happens. She's not the first one, and actually what's ironic about it is me and Jason did an entire segment about women who confessed that they would prefer men in prison over the men that's living free. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. She literally said that there are far in between enough men that's freely walking that have the characteristics that men in prison have. And that is why women are essentially dating and linking up with these guys in jail, getting married to them and all that. That was a whole different conversation. Which brings me back to this one. I gotta say, maybe if you work in there and you're around that all the time, you're gonna eventually fall into this trap of, well, you see them, you talk to them, eventually you might get sucked into their charisma, or there's certain things that certain guys have that other guys don't have that draw women to them, and I guess that's what it is. But I'm just trying to figure out what is it about her that would draw her towards that when you had everything going for you. What?
I mean, not to cut you off. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Good.
I mean, they'd be intelligent, bro. Like, a lot of them be genius level, super IQs, too smart for their own good. They're in good shape. The girls probably feel protected. A lot of girls now, especially it's showing now, they like the wild ones. You know what I'm saying? It's more fun. It's riskier. And those dudes be real smooth, man. They be real charismatic, and they know how to survive. So that, that probably drew it in. They probably did have a bond, but it was toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably had a good time that night. You see, he was cooking. You know what I'm saying? He cooked the spaghetti. He was taking me with the black and mild in his mouth over the food, but he cooking. You know what I'm saying? He found a way to provide. They said he had a successful dog business, whatever, mating the dogs.
Dog grooming?
Yeah, raising them, I guess.
Like puppies and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, clearly he had a following, so it wasn't, all of that didn't happen overnight.
How long are they together?
There wasn't a real timestamp.
Yeah. I don't know.
Together long enough to have kids though.
Like I said, some of them guys straighten up, some not. The recidivism rate is real high. And they say once a liar, cheat, a thief, or whatever, always, but some of them guys really straighten up. So he might have been getting it together in a good way. I don't want to just write everybody off, because some people come home and become really good people, and in a lot of cases they was trying to feed their family.
That's what happened to my brother. What is he? He's my husband's brother, so whatever that is. When he was 17, he accidentally murdered his friend because they were using a gun, and I can't remember if they were playing with it or if it was an argument, but basically he accidentally fired the weapon and killed his friend. So he had to spend 10 years in prison, and he got out in 2012. 21 or something like that. And he now has his own business. He is married and has a lot of children now. She brought in some of them, but they have like 9 kids now. But he's doing really well for himself. So there definitely are people that are perfectly reasonable individuals. They just had bad luck or rough situation, or like just maybe even ended up getting accused or something and they weren't even guilty. But another thing I was looking up stats regarding like relationships with prisoners because I was very curious to see if they had anything on it. I didn't find any like numbers for America, but they just did a sweep in Britain and found over almost 100 employees were having relations with prisoners in their prison system. I also found a similar story where a prison guard in America got in a relationship with a man, helped him escape from prison, and then he ended up killing her and committing suicide. So I was like, oh, well, that's uncanny. And in this other article talking about why female prison guards might fall for inmates, I found this quote really interesting. When female guards interact with inmates who embody the bad boy characteristics, they may experience a surge of excitement and possibly arousal, making it difficult for them to resist the temptation, even if they're fully aware of the consequences. I thought that was very interesting and kind of applicable to this.
Just to give y'all further context, he used to beat the shit out of her. This wasn't, he wasn't no Bill Cosby. This wasn't no wholesome relationship. He used to whoop her, like really beat her. He done already had charges prior because of this. On top of other things that he was doing, that was his lifestyle. And in one video, she is on the cusp of releasing information involving the death of his best friend. And he basically told her, you're going to die over this. And she's nervously getting her shoes ready because she already knows that there's a habit of him beating on her. So this is her way of preparing herself for it. And for the love of me, the culture is fried. The fact that social media even found this entertaining is crazy to me. 50,000 plus followers on TikTok and all that. And they would get on social media, do their live streams, arguing and going back and forth with each other. This wasn't just something that was brand new, you know. And so I segue into this to give y'all some more understanding of what we are actually dealing with here and why I'm consistently baffled with this whole bad boy mentality crap. This lady right here, she airs him out, and this should give you a little more as to what was going on with the dude. So hold on, let me bring this back up on the screen. How did I do it the first time? Let me see. All right.
Okay, let's start there. Secondly, y'all paint this narrative as if it was some type of down low situation going on. And what I want to let y'all know is, first of all, Obi got bitches, okay? I'm gonna just say that. He was not a part of the community. This is not no DL situation. I also want to say this because the narrative that's being painted is not right. First of all, my cousin is deceased, so rest in peace to him. But I want y'all to understand a few things about our family. We got some serious steppers over here. And when I say steppers, I'm not talking about the stuff y'all see on the internet where they posting up. No, I mean, we got them real gangsters that move in silence, okay? Everybody's sitting here trying to figure out, why did Shamarcus do what he did? Well, let me explain to you why. Because there's a couple things y'all need to know. First of all, Shamarcus knew that he wasn't going to make it 24 hours. Let's start. He wasn't going to make it 24 hours. He wasn't. So it was better for him to do what he did to himself before somebody else did something to him. Let's start there, okay? Secondly, everybody's painting this picture as if he pew-pewed Zaria, or if he Zaria, and that wasn't the case. What happened is that boy put hands and feet on that girl. And this wasn't something new. He always put hands and feet on that girl. Okay, head, shoulder, knees, and toes on that girl. Let's be honest. This time stuff went a little bit too far. It happens. It went a little bit too far. Rest in peace to both of them. Okay, because it's never right to put your hands on a female. Let's start there. He put hands and feet on this girl so bad that she was unconscious. Now, personally, I feel like she could have made it had she got the medical attention that she needed. But she laid there for an hour and a half. An hour and a half before police had even arrived. Make that make sense. If he really cared about her, you know what he would have did? He'd have picked up the phone and called the ambulance. But he didn't. He didn't. Because he already knew he had up. He had really bad. Everybody like, well, y'all talking about, she said Odie's name and basically that would, who the Odie? It's Obi. But see, the problem was our family started to pay attention, like, because the situation that happened with Obi was up, and we knew it was some foul play. We been knowing it was some foul play. We just been trying to figure out what players was on the chessboard. You feel me? That's what we was trying to figure out. And my auntie been saying she felt like Shamarcus was on some bullshit. Now let's be real. Shamarcus and Obi been friends for a minute. Best friends, thick as thieves. Obi go get money, he brings Shamarcus. Shamarcus ain't have to worry about no bread when my cousin was alive. Because when Obi rode, he brought Shamarcus. If he got paid, he brought Shamarcus and broke him off. But see, the problem is when you out here getting money, because my cousin wasn't no weak dude. When I tell you he was out here getting that bread, he was getting that bread. Okay, and it might have not have been legally, but he was getting that bread. And the crazy thing about it is the way he was set up, we kept saying, this got to be an inside situation because the stuff that these people knew didn't make sense. It got to be an inside situation. He knew this whole time that he was a snake-ass dude. He knew this. He knew if it ever came out that he was involved in that situation with my cousin Obi, that he was going to have to give his ass to God. You understand that? Period. He knew this. He knew this. He knew this. So while he was up here pillow talking to Zaria, he ain't realized this whole time you been putting hands and feet on that girl. See, she called the wrong people. What she should have did is called my family and told us the real, but she was so afraid to say something because she knew if she said something, it was going to be on my cousin's grave. They all can get it. So don't come over here with that bullshit when your brother is a snake down, dirty ass. He know what he did to my cousin. He know. He know how he set my cousin up. Because see, the shit that these knew, yeah, it was definitely an inside job. And Shamarcus' bitch ass was right there the whole mother time playing puppet master. You had the audacity to show up at my cousin's funeral. You knew this shit was gonna come back tenfold. You knew it. You knew it. And see what people don't realize about Zaria, everybody talking about she was smiling, she was laughing. That girl would do that She was nervous. She was scared. Every time he would do that, she automatically knew she had to put her hair up. She knew she had to throw some tennis shoes on so she could try to get up out the door because this boy always was on that type of timing with her. I don't give a fuck that he was 6 feet tall. That didn't mean nothing. This is a man you fighting against. But see, he knew when she said Obi's name, it was going to be a problem. Because why you bringing up Obi? What you mean with what happened with Obi? And see, I think she tried to play it off by saying Udi. She tried to play it off because she knew if she would have said Obi, everybody in my family would have been like, ain't no Udi. It's Obi. And see, God got a funny way of serving revenge cold, bro. It was better that he did it to himself. It was better. It was better. Because it was going to happen regardless. You can't go around and do that type of shit to people and think you safe on these streets. Family got some serious cold gangsters. I mean, like I said, moving silence type gangsters. Anybody gonna call you on the phone? Anybody gonna threaten you on the internet? We don't do that. This old school shit right here. He knew he had.
I'll stop it right there. I mean, I think that pretty much tells you exactly what you needed to hear. Jamarcus is the guy that was in the video that we watched earlier. Obi was his best friend, and she was about to expose him for having something to do with that man losing his life. And while they were on live stream, she mentions his name. Jamarcus snapped. The camera drops. And you know the rest is history. And here's my problem with the whole situation. What did you expect was going to happen when you decided to deal with someone behind prison walls? I mean, what's the probability that you're going to get a reformed man or a reformed woman that's going to become a aerospace genius that builds rocket ships and bounces back from all adversity and then saves the world? You ladies are attracted to certain things in a person, and then when you get the person, you're surprised at what you get out of the person. The dude's track record should have already spoke for itself, but yet and still you continuously gravitate towards that. And like, it's unfortunate, but this happens all the time, more often than I would like to admit. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand, Rob, why you don't watch any of this or why you scroll past it, because it's sad. And I get tired of seeing Black people constantly in these situations. Like men and women in general. So I don't know, man. Well, are we fried? Are we? Is there any coming back from this ideology, this oh, we gotta have that what you say, thrill, that danger, that excitement. Are we just doomed? Is this just something that's forever going to be a thing with these people, man?
Some people are more likely to act that way than others. Certain personality traits increases a person's likelihood of being attracted to types like that. Some of them include bipolar disorder and codependent personality disorder, narcissism, ADHD. All of those, and borderline. All of those involve dopamine dysfunction and relationship dysfunction, and particularly impulsive, not very well thought out behaviors. They tend to pick particularly ADHD and bipolar disorder, especially when somebody's in mania. They are more likely to make rash decisions, go heavily into the emotional side of favor emotional aspects of decision making and not much logic. And I don't know her medical history, so I don't know if she actually what her actual reasons for this whole situation was. But yeah, there are personality traits that make some people more likely to do those things. So not everyone is going to end up doing this type of stuff. But yeah, and as I said, there's a certain personality type or certain similarities in personality type for people that choose to go into that career. It's kind of like self-selection bias. You're usually going to have a certain personality to want a career like that. So I think that's why we also see a pretty high percentage, as I put 4% have that desire, an actual attraction to criminals. And then there's probably more that don't really have that attraction, but they still fall into it for other reasons. Maybe they have, if you have trauma in your past, you're more likely to get into relationships that are dysfunctional. If you have low self-esteem, you're more likely to fall for people that aren't good for you and to stay with them, even if they continue to not be good for you. So there's a lot of factors that contribute to this phenomena, which and honestly, this has been going on for a while. This is not a new thing. There have, even in the Old West, there were stories of women falling for criminals and helping them escape and joining them on their journey, their whatever they're doing across the desert or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely not a new modern thing. This has been going on for quite a while, probably as long as prisons have existed.
It's definitely been happening. I grew up in situations similar to this, and I've seen it a lot. Everybody got a phone now, which is the last thing we need. And then also the people found out, I remember when Facebook came out, and I was just yo, why? Why they have an outlet to present themselves in this manner? And it's crazy now because it makes so much money that now you could almost get paid off your phone promoting drama. Look at all these shows we got. The housewives, they fighting all the time. If they're not fighting, they arguing. Love and Hip Hop, they not fighting, they arguing. They take these people to all these places, get them hopped up, juiced up on liquor and whatever else. The music, the movies, and this, like you said, Sydney, is definitely nothing new. Just the fact that everybody got a platform. Because even that girl was like, bucking, like, if they move in silence, why are you telling that you got a family full of gangsters? Like, that's wild to me. And I know, you know, we get excited. And I remember, like I said, with Facebook, just seeing all of the drama and all of the beef, like, it was like, wow, like to where I'm gonna be at so-and-so street at 10 o'clock, come see me, or da 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 da. And unfortunately now, what we do now is this. So you could be seeing somebody getting hurt, whatever, or you could be witnessing the situation. They know he been putting hands, nobody tried to put any kind of interventions. That was, you know what I'm saying, kind of like unfortunate, but it looked to be almost unavoidable. Because if they're going through this on a regular and it's escalating, I don't know how you're staying together for the kids, maybe you're scared to leave. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you do probably fear for your life a little, but even with those outlets, like how you don't separate yourself from that. But again, too, if that's how you grew up, if that's what you witnessed all your life, it becomes normal. And a lot of times, a lot of couples don't feel functional unless they having fights. And then, you know, we got this culture now where everybody got to get their lick. I'm gonna get my lick back for this. I'm gonna get my lick back. I'm gonna do this. He did this. I'm gonna do that. She did this. I'm gonna do that. So it's just getting weirder. The thing that bothers me the most, though, if we're seeing this, people are seeing this, and they don't try to do anything. They more spectating and getting off that kind of drama like that. And I guess it's different for me because I grew up in it, so I don't want to see it at all. Like it, and then, you know, working at the schoolhouse, this is the stuff that we are trying to offset every day with these kids, and the kids unfortunately have it worse than I did. It's just sad because even now, so with all of that, there are people out there probably say, I would have put hands on her too, or I would have had to do this and that, da 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 da. And if she was going to, like you said earlier, Sydney, if she was doing something to put him in a position to threaten him to go back to prison, you know, a lot of people say, man, I'm gonna die before I go back. You're gonna have to kill me. I ain't going back. So that's even worse to you know what I'm saying? It's like on social media, but this is where we've come, and this makes money. It sells, man. The drama sells, like so much so that like it's normal. It's that kind of negativity is normal in our community, and it's not just ours, but we have, I guess we got like a kind of swag about it to where it's more entertaining, or maybe the media has always presented, because when you, like I said, you look at all these shows, Snapped, the Monster Next Door, this and that, you know what I'm saying? That'd be more Caucasian and other people, but it's the way that we present it that or the media knows that is a way to keep us in a box.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like I was saying earlier, the devil comes to rob, kill, and destroy. And like I really believe with all of my heart and soul that this goes for anybody that's on their purpose, or you fell off a track and found your way back. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, something tempting is always going to be dangling in front of your face. And you can know that it's not good for you, but it looks appealing to you like I said before, you could have a blessing that looks like a blessing and it actually be rotten fruit. But it's all both are similar in the same packaging, but the contents are completely different. I don't know what she thought about him or what she saw there, but I gotta say I agree, Rob. Man, this is what happened here happens everywhere. It just in a different format. Some people kill you over insurance. Some people use ricin to eliminate you or hire hitmen. Like it's the same thing, just in a different way. People are just trying to be more sneaky and more clever with how they commit their crimes. She was doing well for herself, and then she allowed somebody that wasn't walking upright to come into her life and essentially destroy her and him. That don't sound like Satan coming to stop you from receiving what God wants you to have. Does that not sound like something that an enemy would do? Would somebody who loves you put you in a situation where you know about all his dirt? She knew that he had committed crimes and he had did shady dealings with people. She knew his business. She was intimate with him. She married him. So you already know that she had the secrets. She knew exactly what was going on with him. So for her to go to social media and then to begin to start airing all of that stuff out, did you really think someone in his position was going to allow you to put him on blast like that? His best friend, the cousin said they sensed that he might have had something to do with it. She switched the wording around and said Ubi when it, but in her eyes, she was telling you, look, yeah, I'm saying this in a like, you know how a person is on camera and they be like, someone in the comments would be like blink twice or wink or something if you're in danger or something. That's what she was doing. That was her way of blinking twice and letting you know something ain't right. Y'all need to. And he got triggered by it, and that's why she's no longer here. But they weren't supposed to be together. They were not supposed to be husband and wife. She should have never dealt with him. And you see this with a lot of men and women. They get involved with people they shouldn't be getting involved with, and then you wonder why your life has been shortened, why your career isn't taking off the way it's supposed to, why you're not meeting the people you're supposed to, why things get delayed, why you lose out on friendships and such, because you keep on getting involved with the wrong types of individuals. She must have been, I don't know how much correction officers make. She had to be making something, because from what I'm hearing,
What state is she in?
This was Georgia. From what I'm understanding, she made money.
Well, they get paid. They don't make a whole lot of money, but they get their overtime, and then they get their hazard pay. A lot of times, they you know, and unfortunately, a lot of these towns be prison towns. That's the prisons be the biggest employer. So a lot of times, there don't be too many people to choose from.
Depending on your level, 35,000 per year up to 280,000 per year, and that's in Georgia. The average is 59,000.
Yeah, a lot of our parents do corrections and they work. I'll hear about them all the time. Double shifts, triple shifts. They are understaffed, under-resourced, outmanned, and
just like everywhere else.
I know to a certain extent, they locked up too. Once you get, you know what I'm saying? Once they get in there, they be locked up too. And a lot of times, they, it's unfortunate, but you probably develop a mentality like that. You know what I'm saying? From being around that all day, definitely got to be a sad, a mentally exhausting environment. I would think. I know that with my degrees, I was, offered, I could go that route, but I never liked the sound of the cells when they go click, 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 boom. I remember going to visit my people in prison years ago, and I could never get used to that. You know what I'm saying? And just the thought of being locked in scares me to death. But yeah, those again, when the guys escaped out of New Orleans, they were helped by some workers. They made the movie about the guys that escaped from, I think it was like Buffalo in New York. The girl helped them. I think it was 2 or 3 guys. They got hold of a rifle or something and went. They was on the run. This was like last year or 2 years ago. They made a whole movie about that. So this again, in our culture, we glorify the media. I would say we do it, but the media glorifies these types of activities. And I think a lot of that keeps stuff, keeps the stuff going. But again, too, those, like you said, and it's vice versa too, because they don't promote it as much, but the girls, they say, I've heard that the girls' prison is even worse. And they have a lot of dealings with the officers, of male and female. So this, like I said, this is nothing new. It's just, it's in our culture, it's glorified more. It looks more fulfilling to where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna be like that. And a lack of guidance, and unfortunately, actually a lot of our people being in and out of prison, a lot of times unconsciously, we keep the culture going.
My husband's brother said that sometimes the women will compete with each other to see who can sleep with the guard first.
I'm not really surprised. That's a bet. You got plenty of time on your hands.
Contraband and all that. You're gonna get this work in. I mean, how you think the stuff get in the jail?
Right.
Bringing it in, and then it's also too power thing too. Like I have a sense of control over this individual, like you said, Cindy, earlier. So when I feel like I'm in control of this situation until it ends bad, because they don't never think. And again, like I said, I hear, and I've actually witnessed a lot of that with the former inmates and correcting officers being together. And my only thing for that is I know for a fact that those guys are intelligent. They just not using it right, but they are super duper smart most of the time, too smart. And then a lot of times when they go in the jail, in the prison, they get smarter in the wrong ways, but they become way more intelligent. Like I know people that didn't even read till they went to prison. Then once they started reading, they reading whole libraries and all of that. So they coming out very calculated, and then you have the ability to think. You finally get a chance to think, unfortunately, in there. So it's a whole lot of little things that to go put it together. But I was just looking at a YouTube a clip with a guy. He dressed up as a college grad, and he said, "I just graduated college, came home," and his friends was like, but then he came home. He dressed up as an inmate, former inmate, and he came home with his little bag and his long johns on, and they was like, "Oh, you gonna throw you a party?" And it's unfortunate because still to this day, that you could be a PhD and come back to your hood, and they ain't pressed about you. But if you go do 10 years in prison and you supposedly solid, and you didn't get molested, and you wasn't no rat, if you was able to do time in the hole, you are respected way more in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, that stuff is wild, man. I never supported it. I never even got the appeal or what made it cool and popular, but like that's where we need to go ahead and figure out how to stop sensationalizing all of it.
We just need to overhaul the prison system. Like, the whole prison system's messed up. Like, the way that they rehabilitate criminals does not work. The recidivism rate is quite high in America. I think it's above 50%. And if you're in for longer than like 5 years, your chances of getting back in prison is like 80% or something like that, depending on the crime that you committed. And then sadly too, people that have been in prison for so long that are used to the culture sometimes will reoffend just to go back to prison because it gave them a level of order that they can't really achieve in their regular life. And so they prefer to go back to prison to regain that sense of control and organization that they're not able to implement by themselves. So we really, really need to overhaul the whole system, because it's from the people doing the work within the system to the prisoners to all of the stuff that they're doing inside them, all the programs and stuff. It's not effective, and we really need to do better work.
Straight up. Truth be told, too, to be honest with y'all, for a long time, I wanted to go to prison. Coming from where I was from, my father did over 30 years in and out. And I wanted to be better than him. And I wanted to prove that I was tough. And really, I was scary. I was always the scariest person out of all my friends. But I felt like in order to prove myself and in order to be able to walk around all of those neighborhoods in New York where I'm from, that I had to go. And I said, I'm so angry that I'm going to prove to everybody that I could be in the hole, that I could take a life. And it wasn't until I really started getting in trouble that I realized that I took all of this programming backwards. Like I was like the dumbest person in the world for a long time. But I was just like, you know what? Yeah, part of it was fear, where it's like, they won't bother me. When they hear that I could clear a mess hall, or when they hear that I was in the hole, for nobody will bother me no more. And that's all I wanted to be able to do, was walk around in peace. And it was just like, if I got to go through these right here, then I'm going to do that. And I'm so lucky that I got second and third, fourth, fifth chances. And I see now how stupid I was. And a lot of times I have to have these conversations with my students, and all the time, because they're also thinking that it's normal, and they're way tougher than I am, and they're going through way worse things. Because the good thing is that, again, we didn't have all this social media where, like I said, if you wanted to see the body, you had to walk to see the body. Now you could scroll and see anything. And then in our cultures, that's what they're seeing. They're seeing people going in and out, going in and out, going in and out. They're seeing, especially their mothers, dealing with these guys, bringing these guys in the house, taking care of them. They're seeing the attention that these guys are getting. And it's like, hey, you know what? I want that attention too. So I have to talk to them all day, every day to try to, it's like, and I have to tell them all the time, like, you could rep your hood, but you don't have to live like that. You actually have a chance. And they're like, for real, I got a chance? And it takes, a lot of times I hate it because you could give them hope, but when they have to go home and they get back in survival mode, they're coming back with it. And I see it, and I can understand it because I was the same way. It wasn't tough. I wasn't tough as they are, but I was the same way. It was like, yo, I'm not going to college. I'm going there, and I'm going to the hole. And when you lock me up, you're gonna have to put me in the hole for 23 hours a day, max security, because I'm gonna show these people that I'm tough. And again, now these kids got it even worse. So they in a rush. And then again, too, in the way the media and all of these platforms promote this stuff, these kids and certain people, even adults, think that this is the normal route. That's why I don't knock the musicians, I don't knock the young kids, the drill music and all of that, whether I like it or not, because I know that they're really living that life. When they wake up and the furthest they can go is to their porch, this is how they living every day. So I don't knock them because a lot of them are telling the truth. And we know this culture deep. You see it. You in Maryland, you know, you can just look at The Wire. A lot of, it's fiction, but you know what I'm saying? I've been through Baltimore for a day. I was in Baltimore for 2 days, and I seen it. I saw it loud and clear, like, oh, this is what they was talking about. I could see it. And this is our culture.
I mentioned the Stanford prison experiment in the comments. This one is really, really important to understanding a lot of what we were saying. It was a study done about 50 years ago where they had some participant. They all had a bunch of participants. Half of them were randomly selected to be prisoners, and the other half were selected to be guards. And the guards basically had to they were allowed to enact punishment on the other people. And they found that they had to stop the experiment in like 3 days because they were becoming so aggressive and violent towards the people. And they were starting to, the prisoners were starting to experience traumatic behaviors, and they were starting to fight back, and it was becoming dangerous for both of the sides. They actually just released a movie revealing the truth behind that whole experiment on the 15th of this month. So it's fresh, and it's called Unlocking the Truth, the Stanford Prison Experiment. If anyone wants to learn more about like the prison type of culture and that whole like dynamic of power, that one's a fantastic resource. That experiment opened up the door a lot to understanding power dynamics and how it impacts people, especially when there's somebody that's like up on a pedestal versus somebody that's seen lower. And it applies to not just prison guards, but everyone, like politicians, police officers, anybody with an element of power, and how power can basically go to your head and change your behavior and how you treat other people and even see other people after the fact. So yeah, that one's super interesting for anyone interested in that.
I'm not in a cage, so I'm not going to live like I'm in a cage. That's the bottom line here. I don't claim that culture. I don't claim that lifestyle. I don't advocate for it. I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to put it on a banner or a flyer and then advertise it daily to say that the YNs should be doing this. I'm not going to sit here and tell women that you're right or wrong. I'm just going to kind of nudge you in a different direction. we aren't really winning. Like, this is not a championship. Two people that should be alive are no longer alive. Was he possessive? You asked that question earlier. Was he possessive? I'm pretty sure he was. He was a woman beater, amongst other things. He had his best friend killed. I mean, what more you need to know about his character? And then social media, we kind of put birthday candles on these people's platforms and highlight them as these deities when they're really just disguised as demons under the control of something a lot more nefarious. Ladies, you need to get some reprogramming done, some healing, go to some workshops, sit down with some actual people who know and have been through what she's been through, like survivors, women who've survived situations like this. Because I'm pretty sure they're not going to sit up here and tell you that it's cute to deal with murderers and drug dealers and scammers. That thing is fun and all that right now, but you don't have the war wounds. You don't have the scars. Unfortunately, she's not here to tell her story. And he took the coward's way out.
Think about the kids, bro. They got children.
Yeah.
You know, family members too, but children, bro.
Think about that too. On top of that, that woman that was just speaking. You think, first of all, thank you for telling on yourself. Like I don't care about you. You got what she said. They got real steppers, real people. Who, go ahead, keep telling on yourself. Keep doing it. Because guess what? As soon as something happens to that man's family or anything like that, they coming straight for you. I don't put all of them behind bars. None of you should be walking free. Y'all are the reason why we in a position that we're in now. Like, seriously. If you were to leave the ladies or leave anyone a message, especially when it comes to dealing with the opposite gender, this whole bad boy, bad guy thing, man, what would you say to these women, man? Because clearly we've been lying to them too much. Social media lies to them too much. I think you've heard it before, but y'all not listening.
And the movies. The movies are a huge culprit in that belief.
It's not it. That's not what you want. It sounds good until it's not. But evidence shows that it's not. But I guess you need more of it. You need more personal experiences. My condolences to the family, to everybody involved. I wish this was the last of it. I wish it would stop. I know it's not going to.
Definitely condolences to both sides. He was wrong. Still, that had to go out like that. When you ask what would I would say first, what they taken from us, and especially banning the books and all that, people don't even like to read no more. For our culture, well, I'll say more my culture, because I even still listen to the music and all that. You got to learn history first of all. You got to learn convict leasing. You got to learn about the plantations. You got to learn about what was actually happening and how these things are still, because we in a space right now, but we have all this information and we don't act on it. So learn why this culture is like this, and then also you got to get to know people. And when you see these red flags, you have to know when to separate. A lot of times, I don't know if it's guilt. I don't know if it's low self-esteem, dependency. But when you seeing red flags like this, once it happened the first time, or the first beating, that should have been over with. So we got to stop giving people passes. And you can love someone from a distance. You know what I'm saying? So start vetting these people out, get to know them, get to know their personality, because people change. All of their different types. Get to know them before you move in with them. Get to know them, learn who their family are, as much as you can about people before you make these long-term commitments. And then again, too, know that the culture that we're seeing, that's not normal. That is not how we are supposed to be living. We ain't supposed to be living like that. We're not supposed. And once we stop it, even if say if you grew up in it, you be the one that stop it, to stop it from, and then definitely make sure that our kids, because we got a lot of swag, but make sure that even though, we watching it on TV, we looking at it or whatever, we know we need to let our kids know that that's just entertainment. That's all. Y'all need to be getting educated, getting trades, and working together and getting the resources up so that we can change this stuff, because a lot of that stuff that's happening, especially with that, is exactly how we was programmed. So we gotta get together and stop that programming, and we gotta definitely be the umbrella that stop it from attacking our kids.
First, I wanted to, again, condolences to the family, and especially the children that now don't have either parent. I also wanted to, just because of the topic we're on, if anybody is in a relationship where you feel like you're in danger, or you feel like the person you're with is trying to hurt you, or perhaps is doing other things to you, there is a universal sign that can help you find help in a way that's more discreet. The universal sign, it's thumb in and close your hand. If you show that to law enforcement, to doctors, even people in public, like if you're in a restaurant, a lot of people know what that sign would mean, and people would be willing to get you help. So I wanted to put that out there in case anybody's dealing with a situation like this, because unfortunately, domestic violence, particularly ones involving physical beatings, are very, very dangerous, and they often do end with somebody losing their life, or sometimes both people losing their life. So it's really important that if you are in a situation like that, or if you know someone that's in a situation like that, get out as soon as possible. Get them out as soon as possible, because it can be a matter of time before something does happen more serious. Also, for anybody considering relationships with people that are in with a past or are in prison themselves, be really aware of why you are doing what you're doing. Make sure that if you are choosing to get in a relationship with this person, to give yourself and that person, especially if they get out while you're together or something like that, I would suggest living apart before you try to proceed with the relationship, because I think that just from what I've read in the past, part of the issue is jumping from one place to the next without having any order established can be really difficult, especially for the person was in prison. And then also, one of the mechanisms that encourages people to be with somebody that they see as like broken or messed up, that could be a complex where you want to fix somebody as well. I just want to remind everyone that you cannot make the decisions for other people. If you're getting in a relationship with somebody in the hopes that you will be the one that uplifts them and changes their life and makes them change and be a different person, that is not often the case. Keep that in mind if that's a motivation for you to get in a relationship like that. And again, be very careful, especially if you do not know this person. And yeah, I would definitely advise against getting into a relationship with somebody in prison, especially if you work there. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the biggest red flag of the whole thing. That shit didn't make no sense to me at all. But shout outs to you, shout outs to Rob, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up.
Thanks for sharing your story too, Rob. That was really interesting. Your history.
Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all. We came on to help.
Mr. Charlston White, man. I know that he said, man, line it up. If anybody else, I know a lot of y'all hate him, so he's probably going to end up doing another one. But I do want to see a world leader event. I'm gonna keep on pushing that. I want to see it.
Even better, world leaders. Let's do like Kim Jong-un versus Vladimir Putin or something. That would be wild.
Yeah. The geriatrics going at it.
You darn kids, get off my American lawn.
Yo, that would be hilarious. Hilarious. But nah, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Sydney, I'll see you tomorrow. Rob, you have a blessed week. To everybody that's watching, thank you for hanging out with us. Good show. Stay cool as much as possible. My thoughts and prayers go out to, what's that, Mexico, Sid?
New Mexico.
New Mexico? All right, yeah. I know this heat wave is here. I felt it today, so I know y'all gonna feel it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we up out of here, man. Y'all be easy. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Do me a solid.
What's the goddamn button?
Dig. We up out of here, man. Y'all be easy.
Later.